Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, All That Jazz. So, this is it. My last theory video before season 5 drops. No more speculation after this, only answers, and I can't wait. It's funny how it feels like we've been waiting forever, but now that we're down to the last few days, it feels like the days are flying by, okay? So here are my final predictions before the Upside Down opens one last time. And these predictions are in no particular order, okay? So prediction 1, Will Byers the gatekeeper? Vecna did not want Will dead. He wanted him connected. Season 1 was never an attack, it was a recruitment. I believe Will has two fates. One, he will merge with Vecna and the Mind Flayer, becoming the third head of the monster he drew in season 4, or he becomes the key sacrifice who awakens the final form of the Mind Flayer. Will's story might not end in season 5, it may finally begin. Prediction 2, Max Mayfield, the silent witness. Max isn't gone. She's suspended between life and death, trapped inside Vecna's mind, which means she has two outcomes. One, she awakes as a part of Vecna's army, like we saw in season 3, or her subconscious mind fights from the inside, helping the groups in ways she can't physically move. Vecna may think she's silent, but she may be the key weapon in helping the group from the inside. Prediction 3, The Army Returns. Season 3 wasn't a one-time event. Those possessed townspeople, the Mind Flayer's army, were just the prototype, the test version. I believe Season 5 will bring a new army, a final version. Not just possessed, but connected. Sharing memories, sharing pain, sharing orders. Vecna might command them like one body, with many faces. And the worst part, some of those faces may look familiar. And we'll finally get the answers if people like Miss Kelly, the counselor, was a part of Vecna's army this whole time. And I must say, I would be kind of interested in seeing people who Vecna have already killed come back and being a part of his army. So imagine seeing Chrissy, Barb, Billy, Bob, all of these people in Vecna's army terrorizing the loved ones who are now fighting against them. That would be so fucking insane and sad at the same time. Prediction 4, Time travel will play a role. Time keeps showing up for a reason, and I don't think it's coincidence whatsoever. In season 4, episode 1, 11 talks about how all of us are time travelers. In season 3, Robin and Steve escape the Russians and sneak into the theater, which is also playing Back to the Future. We also have the Upside Down that is stuck on the day that Will was kidnapped. What if time in the Upside Down isn't linear? What if it's trapped, looping like a memory? And what if someone finally learns how to break it? Maybe time travel isn't about going back in time. Maybe it's about fixing what's stuck. Prediction 5, 11 will survive. Now, I know I'm going to have many people who don't agree with this, but I just don't think 11 dies. Not because she's the strongest, but because she's finally earned a life. She began this story as a weapon, as a test subject, as a tool stuck in that damn lab. But the final battle will end. I believe she will walk away, not as a number, but as a person, whether that be Jane Hopper or whatever. But I don't think 11 dies. And I do think she's deserving of living a life without being in a lab, without being chased, without being hunted, because people want the power that she has, or think because of the power she has, she's a weapon. And anytime I hear the argument that 11 is the one who started all of this, that really pisses me off because no, she did not. Brenner started all of this, and it sucks that season after season, 11 is the one who was taking all the brunt of his decisions. So, yeah, with all of that being said, I completely disagree with this idea that because 11 opened the gate, she has to be the one to die in order for all of this to end. That isn't a good enough argument for me. 11 lives. Prediction 6, Callie, the wild card. Vecna mapped every mind touched by the upside down, except one, Callie. She escaped Hawkins, she learned control, she built her own life outside of that lab. And if Vecna's power is built on fear and memory, Callie might be the one who can turn that back on him. The variable he never studied, the glitch he never saw coming, the sister who could fracture his army from the inside. Vecna believes every mind can be controlled, but he's never faced someone who can hide memories or create illusions. She's the only psychic power Vecna never trained, never mapped, never predicted. Her abilities don't rely on telepathy, they rely on perception, which means she can rewire the battlefield itself. Callie could be the glitch in his system, the wild card he never calculated. Every villain has an Achilles heel, and I think Callie will be Vecna's in season 5. Prediction 7, Eddie comes back. Now, I have heard and listened to everyone's theories about Eddie coming back as Cass. However, I am not completely sold only because I am not sure there's going to be enough time to add that in. However, I do think we will see Eddie again, but more than likely coming back to haunt Dustin emotionally or psychologically. Maybe a hallucination. Maybe Vecna uses him in his army, as I mentioned before. But I don't necessarily see him coming back as Cass. I do, on the other hand, see Dustin being forced to deal with his survivor's guilt once and for all for the death of Eddie, but I don't know. I'm still not sold on Cass, but I am sold on seeing Eddie come back, but more so to haunt Dustin. Prediction 8, Ted Wheeler's fate. Now, as some of you know, if you are returning to my channel, I already made a video about what I think is going to happen to Ted Wheeler. I did have a couple of people in the comments saying that they saw or heard spoilers saying that Ted Wheeler survived but was put into a coma. Now, at this time, I am not listening to anyone's fake spoilers because we never know where the sources came from. So at this time, I still personally feel like Ted Wheeler will be the one who will be either severely hurt by the Demogorgons when they start taking over and running rampant in Hawkins, or he will flat out be killed by the Demogorgon, and I'm standing on that. And prediction 9, the final love connections. Now, I do think Hopper and Joyce will make it and they'll be fine. Now, as far as Nancy, Steve, and Jonathan, I'm sad to say I don't think all of them are going to make it in the end, so I don't see Nancy ending up with either one of them. So their love triangle will be broken up altogether. Now, as far as 11 and Mike and Will and all of this crazy triangle nonsense the internet has put them in, I don't want Mike to end up with Will, and I don't see that being the end game that you guys are predicting. It feels really forced to me, and if I'm being honest, Mike has been a pretty shit boyfriend to 11, so why would we want to give him to dear sweet Will? Make it make sense. And if there's anything I hate is when we push the gay storyline on a character who was never given that they were gay. When is Mike given he liked men? When? When has he? So to me, that is a very far-fetched theory that people want to happen that I don't see happening. Get over it. Now, if there is one couple I am rooting for, and I hope they get a happy ending, is Lucas and Max. I really can't predict how it's going to fall between the two of them, but I hope they get their happy ending and they get to go and see their movie. I need that to happen. I need it to happen. Okay, okay. And lastly, prediction 10. It'll be revealed that someone else has powers. Now, of course, the obvious choice would be Will. We already know his connection to the Upside Down, and I wouldn't be surprised that if Vecna is using him as any kind of vessel, or he is going to be merging with Vecna and the Mind Flayer to be the final monster for the group to battle, will have some kind of powers, and I think we will see him shoot some fireballs at some point. Now, that would be the most obvious choice. Now, if I had to pick a character completely random, and I'm sure this is going to be far-fetched, what if Holly Wheeler has some kind of powers and or connection to the Upside Down? And this is why she's going to be one of the forefronts in this season as well, and they recast her for a reason. What if Holly Wheeler has powers and the spinoff show is going to be another generation of kids coming along? Just a thought, just a theory. Could be far-fetched, but who knows? It could happen. Okay, guys, so there you have it. My top 10 predictions at this time for Stranger Things 5. No matter what happens, one thing we do know for certain, Stranger Things started with Will and it will end with Will. And if you're ready for the final chapter, hit like, subscribe, and let's face the Upside Down together. Stay curious, you guys, and it's almost here. We have a day left. Just one more day, guys. It's crazy to think tomorrow evening we will all be sitting down and getting to enjoy what we have been waiting for the last 3 years. Be on the lookout for some reaction videos. See you tomorrow, guys.